Yes, welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Another video on our estranged leader. And I'm not talking about Daniel Levy. I'm talking about Ange Postecoglou, the guy that is making myself and many others embarrassed to support Tottenham Hotspur. The myth needs to stop about this manager. The notion of a project and a plan and a process, it's got to stop. 18 defeats and counting. 18 defeats and counting. And fans actually want this. I don't know whether this is a question or a statement or both, but the number of fans backing this, it's now got to the point where these people backing this regime are now too proud to say, we got this dreadfully, dreadfully wrong, and Tottenham are shambolic. Now, I get accused a lot of being negative. Sure, I get it. Your channel's too negative, Savva. All I say to people is, sure, but let's look at the evidence. I'm negative, sure, because I don't turn around and say, come on, we can win everything. Because I didn't think we'd win the League Cup and we didn't. Because I didn't think we'd win the FA Cup and haven't. Because I don't think we're going to win the Europa League. Who knows? Now, I think we can win the Europa League. Not with this clown in charge. This manager is dreadful. This manager is one of the worst statistical managers we've ever had at Tottenham Hotspur. And the excuses for him are starting to run a little bit thin. I've seen them all this season and last season. Oh, injuries. Okay, injuries. Every club has injuries. Oh, Daniel Levy's not backed him. Hang on. These were the same fans predicting we'd be in a title challenge, or the same fans making videos saying we'd be second or third or definitely top four this season. But he's not been backed. Which one is it? You weren't saying that in the summer. Some of us were. Some of us were saying in the summer, poor windows. And we were told, no, you're negative about the club. And what I've noticed is you're always negative unless you're just saying something nice. Have you noticed that, guys and girls? Have you noticed? You're always negative. So in the summer, and I remember I had Alan from Spurs Logic TV. Big up to Alan. He came on my channel in the summer and he said, Spurs will finish third on 83 points. And I said, based on what? Oh, well, you're negative, Savva. No. Not Savva negative. Based on what? Give me some facts. Give me some evidence. Give me some reason to go on. Yeah, but you're negative. Sure. About what? Because everything that I hear that's positive never turns out to be true. Oh, these kids are amazing. Are they? Oh, Solanke, he's perfect for Ange Postecoglou. Is he? Werner is a great signing on loan for 18 months. Has he been? Oh my God, what a signing in the January window. Was it? You know, all of these things where people just get, I get it. Tribalism, bias, a biased nature of a football fan. I get it. But I grew out of that years ago, you know, when I matured. I grew out of that and started going, well, hang on, what's the actual truth? Rather than my team's better than yours, my dad will beat your dad up, that type of stuff. Rather than that, and these people that go on panel shows and embarrass themselves by just trying to put down Arsenal fans and City fans and Chelsea fans when we're an absolute shambolic mess. Let's have a look at the facts, shall we? I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. Let's just strip it back to some of the basics under this manager. Now, the first basic that we're going to strip this to, is nice and simple. Are you ready? The first basic is this: none other than the Premier League table. Now, you'll notice there that I haven't even got the top 5 in so that I can get Tottenham, Man U, West Ham and Everton in, who are all within 1 point of each other. If ever you needed evidence, not from me, not Savva's facts, always, oh, they're your facts. They're not the facts. No, these are the facts. Tottenham Hotspur are 13th in the Premier League table. There's your first bit of evidence. We are 13th in the Premier League table. Okay? I don't even need to go in any more detail than that. We're 13th in the Premier League table. That is utterly embarrassing. I keep hearing people going, yeah, but what if we sacked our manager? What happens at Man U? All right, Man U, they've had their manager for about 3 or 4 months. What are you expecting in 3 or 4 months? Our manager's nearly been here 2 years, and they are level with us. They're a shambolic mess with a new manager who hasn't had his own signings. We're a shambolic mess with a manager that's had nearly 400 million, whatever it is. I keep hearing reports it's 350, it's 370, it's 400. Whatever it is, he's had a lot of money in less than 2 years. Just coming up to 2 years. He's had a lot of money, 16 to 17 new players that I was all told were brilliant for Ange. All these YouTubers do these videos. Ange, he's brilliant. Why he fits in. This is why he's great. They've all been wrong, but they're all positive. Sure. So this is just embarrassing. We are what, 1 point, if I'm not wrong, 1 point above Everton. Everton were one of the favourites to go down. They've changed their manager. They've not lost in 6 Premier League games. It's utterly, utterly embarrassing. Let's go to the next one, shall we? This is one of my favourites that show how shit this manager is. Right? We are on the 7th of March. It's only the 7th of March, right? That means there's a lot of games of football left. We've got 11 league games left, plus definitely 1 Europa League game, possibly more. So there's a minimum of 12 games left this season. And this guy has lost 18. 18. Like, people go, oh, Savva, you love it when we do badly. This is embarrassing. It's a nervous laugh that I have to go on shows and talk to other football fans and go, yeah, 18 defeats. But it's a project, it's a process, it's a plan. What? 18 defeats? The evidence is here. Look, this isn't Savva's fact. This is the truth. 18 defeats in all competition. The man has lost 14 league games. He's lost 2 Europa League games, 1 FA Cup game, 1 League Cup game. And we're on the 7th of March. And I can see another 5 or 6 defeats across the competitions. This man could lose nearly 25 games this season if we don't buck up our idea, sack him and get a proper coaching. It is embarrassing. I read today that apparently 1 more defeat and it will be our worst number of defeats in a league season in all competitions for something like 30 years. It's so embarrassing. It's embarrassing how easy we are to play against, but we'll get to that later. This standalone stat, if we remove the League Cup, the FA Cup and the Europa League, 14 defeats in 27 league matches is utterly horrendous. How has this man not been sacked with this? Now, I get it. We've had injuries, yes. And with those injuries, I don't expect to beat all the better teams. But I don't expect to lose to Ipswich, to Palace, to Leicester, draw with Wolves. I don't expect these results. Leicester City, Everton, Palace, Ipswich, Wolves. We can't beat these teams. It's embarrassing. It's utterly, utterly embarrassing. The next embarrassing stat. Look at the state of this. 5 home wins in 14 league games at home. What are we doing here? As Percy would say, what are we doing here? Our home ground is not a fortress. Our home ground is not even a place of sanctuary for us. Our home ground is comical. Clubs are coming to our ground and beating us. It is terrible. I'm running out of words to use for how bad this manager is. We're out of both domestic trophies. Now, that's not in itself that embarrassing. But when you look at the whimper that we went out after beating Liverpool 1-0, we didn't even look up for the fight. Now, go to Anfield, lose the game. That's not a problem. But we lost 4-0 and went out without a whimper. We didn't have a single shot on target in 90 minutes. We weren't hard to beat. We didn't defend well. We weren't organised. There was no structure. No one was dying for the cause on the pitch. It's embarrassing. And then we go to Aston Villa, and Aston Villa played us off the park. And 2-1 was a scoreline that really, really flattered us. 1.22 points per game this season. What on earth is that? That is unbelievably terrible. It is atrocious. It's our worst for 20 plus years. But don't worry, it's a project. It's a process. When he gets his players back, I'm going to let many of you into a secret. It's not the personnel. It's the tactics. It's the tactics. Everyone is talking about it. Every pundit, every single pundit, commentator, whether is saying, I can't believe how wide open Spurs are. I can't believe how shambolically set up they are. But half this fan base won't just turn around and say, yeah, this is bad now. Like, why are people finding it so hard to go, yeah, this is bad? For example, if Spurs win the Europa League, I have to eat humble pie and turn around and go, oh, got that wrong. But these people have been wrong for nearly 2 years about this manager and still can't say, yeah, this enough is enough. Why? Why are we as a fan base not outraged by how bad this is? And this manager has 32 defeats in less than 2 seasons. 32 defeats in less than 2 seasons. This could be up to nearly 40 defeats by the end of the season. This is shocking. This is absolutely atrocious. And I'll end it by saying this. If all of that evidence isn't enough, 18 defeats in all competitions, 14 in the league, 5 home wins in 14 league games, out of both competitions, a 1.22 points per game, 32 defeats in less than 2 seasons. If all of that isn't enough as evidence, the evidence, not my evidence, because I know what I'm going to get back, but we're the second or third top goal scorers. Doesn't mean anything if you don't win games. If all of that isn't enough evidence, use your eyes. Watch how we play. It is disgusting. Yet another manager last night that figured out Spurs can have more of the ball because they won't do anything with it. Pass, 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 sideways, 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 backwards, sideways, backwards, 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 sideways. Give the ball away. That's what we do. Pass, 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 sideways, sideways, backwards, backwards, backwards. Give the ball away. It is atrocious. He still hasn't worked out in 2 years that every team attacks us in our right back area. Every single left-sided player against us has fun for 90 minutes. He hasn't worked it out. This manager has not seen what the rest of the world is seeing. This manager hasn't realized that we part the Red Sea in our midfield for every team. Now, we will win games because some of the teams don't have the quality to exploit that. Most of the teams that do will and are. I just need somebody of some sort of level of intelligence that doesn't just go, oh, I'll give him 3 to 5 years. It doesn't mean anything. If you are not showing progression, why would you get 3 to 5 years? This isn't a project. This isn't a process. This isn't a plan. This isn't a youth project. This is an utter shambolic mess for a manager that is way out of his depth and a manager that doesn't know what to do to change it. He blamed the pitch last night. We're in the realms of blaming the pitch. The same pitch that AZ Alkmaar played on, by the way. They weren't complaining. They were comfortable with it. Now, as I said, we might very well go through the next round and beat AZ Alkmaar at home. But in general, Spurs are an utter mess. It is disgusting. I've had people coming on my shows, dialing in. I had that Sean bloke last week. I've had Ben come on, Gary come on. I've had all these people that come on and tell me, yeah, but it's a project, it's a plan. Just give it time. It's not getting better. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Get Ange out. Salvage this season. Get a new manager in. Get a manager that can drill his team, coach his defense. This is not rocket science. Managers are meant to be coaching. Managers are meant to make their teams hard to beat. Managers are meant to bring some unpredictability. We are as predictable as it gets. And I'm sorry, I know so many people out there go, oh, Savva, get rid of him. He's not a real fan. He's negative. You lot that back him are the negative ones. You lot that back him, you are the toxic ones, because you are allowing this club to get worse and worse and worse and celebrating this manager for it. Ange Postecoglou, please leave this football club. You are embarrassing us. You are not a good manager. You've never been a good manager. Please, please, please leave. Take care, everyone. And I'll ask this. Is this what fans actually want? Take care. See you tonight. 24-hour live charity stream starting at 8 p.m. See you there. And as always, Ange out. But come on, you Spurs.